All right, everyone, our second segment of the day is going to be coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. We're going to have Professor Phil with us today in his lab, going through some different experiments and trying out some different science projects for us. We love our weekly segment with our scientist and Professor Phil, and can't wait to see what he has in store for us today. So live from Art Outside the Lines in Columbus, Ohio, we have Bianca and Professor Phil.
Oh, that was weird.
Hey
Welcome
guys.
aboard, gang. Today we're going to be talking about sound and all the ways we can mess with that. So the first question, of course, is Igor.
Yes, Professor Phil.
If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yes.
Why?
Because everything makes a sound when it is that heavy and falls. Right?
Why?
Will you tell us today, Professor Phil?
Well, sure I will. Also, a little tip, if you just keep asking why, eventually you'll get a right answer, or a true answer, anyway.
So ask your
Just
people
a tip
why
for
they get
the rest of your life. Why to the fifth? Just ask why 5 times. You'll probably get to the truth. So sound isn't just this magic thing that we hear somehow and sets off in our brain. That's what eventually happens. But sound is the movement of air. It's just a vibration that runs through the air and pushes up against you. And it doesn't just have to be air. Any type of vibration at the right frequency, vibrating fast enough, will create a sound. And not too fast. We can only hear up to 20,000 hertz, which is the next bit. So we need to figure out how fast things vibrate. That's what's important for sound. So we use hertz as a measurement, H-E-R-T-Z. And that is 1 vibration per second. That's 1 hertz. So 1 second, that happens. If it goes twice, that's 2 hertz. We can hear up to about 20,000 vibrations per second. Now, I don't remember where the low end is, but you know, it's a lot. Way too fast for us to be able to see or count. So we have to check that in different ways. But again, all sound is just vibration. Passes through something, usually air, and then hits our ears. And it bounces on our eardrum flexes, pushes fluid and hairs inside the ear. That sends an electrical signal into our brain, and we hear that sound.
It's amazing.
Yeah, let's go with that for now. I'm going to talk more about transmission media, but let's start making some sound. Again, all it is vibration, which means with these glasses, if they vibrate, they should make a sound. Igor, if you would bring the water over. Dip your finger a bit.
Which one?
I'm told that word. It doesn't matter, whatever one you like. And if we run our fingers around the rim of the glass will start to vibrate and make a sound. Too much water on mine. I don't know. I can almost hear it. Let me try a dry finger.
Wait, if I touch at bottom, does that matter?
I have no idea. But I move it all over the place if I don't.
Not study this.
Oh, I've studied it. I can just never get it to work on my own. I don't know if you can hear the sound that I can hear. I am not getting the awesome sound that's supposed to come up, and I never have. I've seen other people do it really easily.
I know.
And I was hoping that you were able to do it.
I should have YouTubed this.
I do get a sound. You probably can't hear from there because it's too far from the mic.
Because I will master this. I see Caitlin laughing at me.
That is not, listen. If you could hear that, could anybody hear that tiny, tiny, tiny little sound when I was right next to it? Okay, Caitlin, you got it, great. Now that's great. So that is a different kind of
Shouldn't
sound.
there be water in these?
If we put water in them, it would change the way it vibrates.
Whenever I'm at the Renaissance Festival, like I mentioned before, there's a man that's there and he's playing all of his glasses and it sounds amazing. It's like a symphony. He goes like this.
I wouldn't say it's like a symphony. I would say it's like a celestia, which is the name for that musical instrument.
Celestia.
It's a celestia when you play glasses. And you can get different notes depending on how much water you get in there. Let's do the water thing now. Give me a stick. I was going to use a tuning fork, but you know, why? We have a metal stick. We'll bring this up so you can hear it better. That went pretty well. So we've got that sound. Let's do that one dry. On with that much. Say when.
When?
So now we've got three different amounts of water in here. That means that the air in here is smaller in these, which is going to change the vibration. Water conducts sound a lot better. It's a lot thicker. Air doesn't quite so well. Okay, that one needs more. It's flat.
There we go.
There's some more in this one. Let's go here and way up on this.
Yeah, fill it up.
Oh, fine, fine. Yeah, none, half, pretty full. We know we got this higher one. A little lower and lower yet. That's because there's water really making that sound vibrate and slow down.
Can I try first?
Yeah.
So you just hit it?
Yeah, just tap. Totally waiting for one of these to shatter. So the water slows this vibration. And the slower the vibrations are of sound, the lower the sound goes. We've got vocal cords. That's how we talk. And Bianca talks like this. Sorry, Igor talks like this.
Hello.
And I talk like this. My vocal cords vibrate a lot slower than Igor's do. So her voice is higher than mine, and mine is lower. Fast vibration, slow vibration.
Interesting.
A bit, yeah. Okay. Do I want to go to that one? No, let's go. If you want to take that. So we've heard these vibrations. It's also possible for us to see the vibrations of sound.
This is like a beautiful color.
Well, thank you. It came in a set.
Lovely.
Would you cover this as tight as you possibly can?
Like it's like that.
It doesn't seal well, because I don't know if the plastic wrap will play that. Got a ceramic one I can switch. Right, we got a good seal?
Yeah.
Nobody's doing the seal
A
job.
good seal.
I'm disappointed.
Funny, Phil.
I know.
I mean, Professor Phil.
We're gonna take a little rice.
Ooh.
And dump it on there.
Should I bring the camera closer?
I think we should, yeah, closer and then I think up higher. We want to be able to see the rice. Oh, perfect.
Wonderful.
So this is going to create a membrane that, as you can see, bounces pretty easy. You can see the little bits of rice bouncing around when I tap on it. Again, sound is just vibration. It's pressure of the air or whatever media it's traveling through. So we can cause the sound waves to make this move without touching it. Let's try a glass and a stick first.
Which glass?
Oh, pick one. What do you like? Really close, but not touching. Yeah, that's good. Give it a wang. Nope, not loud enough. Got a big piece of metal. This should give us more resonance. We'll smack this one. Did you see the jump? There was a small jump. Wasn't much. This is why most people use a metal thing. Let's see if tuning forks will create enough bang. Whoa. If I get really close to them, they bounce. They're kind of dying off. Do you have like a baking sheet? Something metal like that?
Possibly.
Okay. While she looks at that, let's talk about the loudest animal for its size on the planet. Anybody seen a water, when you're out at the pond or a lake, have seen a water bargeman or what do they call those? Water skippers, mud skippers, little insect. Oh, perfect.
It's pretty heavy though. Is that metal?
I think there's cork in it, which kind of deadens sound. But let's see. Whoa. Okay, just smack it. That doesn't count. There you go. I can see him moving.
Try this one.
Plastic. Works well, though. All right, can you see him jumping around the edges? Let me spread them out some more. So they're not holding each other down. Maybe that'll work a little better. Oh, this is great. I hope. I can't see it, so you're gonna have to tell me if it works.
Okay. Whoa! They're not jumping, but they're moving.
But they're bouncing. Maybe you would have made it tighter there, Igor.
Wow, blame Igor.
Always have an assistant to blame. It's not really their fault, but it makes you feel better about yourself.
Okay.
All right, so we weren't touching that at all, but we were watching the rice bounce. Again, that's just because we've got this pressure wave, which is the sound, and it pushes against this membrane. Not nearly as well as when I do it with my finger. But we can see all those bounce. I still need that. Set that to the side. It is really hot in here.
I will figure it out.
I mean, normally you say it's really hot and I don't believe it, but today it's quite hot. I'm gonna blame the heat for the glasses, the circle thing with your fingers not working. It's gotta be the heat and the humidity. It probably isn't, but it's a good thing to say. Okay, so the water skimmers, little insects, and they walk on the water and you see little tiny dips. Has everybody seen those before? Know what I'm talking about? A couple of people. All right. So it's a very, very tiny little animal, insect, but not a bug, just an insect. It doesn't suck, so it's not a bug. It is, for its size, the loudest animal there is. It makes a sound that is about the same loudness as a freight train. And it does this by what we call striation. It's rubbing things, like crickets and grasshoppers rub their wings together, not their legs, their wings. And that's how they make the chirping sound that they make. I'm certain you've heard of that before in your lives. So the water bargeman, water skimmer, what is the American word for that thing? The little insect that walks on the water. I'm pretty sure water bargeman is not the American version of how we talk about that thing, but maybe water skimmer.
If
I don't
only
really
I
remember.
spoke American.
I don't very well.
No one does.
But it makes a rubbing sound, the striation, and you're going to want a dry finger pretty soon. And it is so loud that this tiny little insect makes the same kind of sound as a freight train by rubbing parts of its body together. We can also make the same sound if you would grab yourself a stick and hand me the rosin, Igor. Oh, wait. I'm starting to hear it, except I don't know if that was your nail.
No, no idea.
Oh, I can hear that. Not very loud.
Dang it! I will master
I hope you
it.
could hear that because it kind of worked.
I will master it, and next week I will show you all. Okay.
And the rosin, please.
Yes.
Was it just your standard violin rosin?
What is a rosin?
Rosin is just pine resin, the sap from pine, and a couple of other things to make it more solid. You rub it on stringed instruments like a violin, cello, viola, bass, whatever. And that lets it grab the bow of your instrument, whatever one it is, a lot easier, so you make sound better. Because all a violin or whatever in that family does is pulling two things. It's the same sound we're going to make, the striation. Striation? I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And that's what makes those strings vibrate. Because it's a string vibrating, which vibrates the sound around it. Oh.
Whoa.
So we want some of this on our stick and our fingers.
I thought we were supposed to do the smooth side.
I have no idea.
Isn't it shaped like
I am not a
strings?
musician. I just want to get it on there. Think it's yours?
Igor is always teaching Professor Phil.
Because I don't know nothing. Higher pitch.
Okay, put some on my fingers too.
Yeah. I mean, you can do just one or the other, but we want some good friction.
Okay.
All right. Then we're just gonna squeeze and rub down.
Am I supposed to get that noise?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
And hopefully not break any glasses. But it got a great chime. If you get a really big piece of metal, a really long one, that squeaking sound will go on for a while. That's what the water bargeman does. Give me a really small, really thin one.
A really thin one.
Give me more of the rosin on my fingers.
I'm trying to grab it with my nail. Here we go.
There we go. So this should vibrate at a higher frequency, and we should get a higher sound than these thick ones we have been using.
Sort of hate the sound.
Yeah, it's an awful sound. That's different. It's different. I think it's lower, but I'm not sure if it's the pitch or the timbre that's lower.
Yeah, yes, the pitch or the timbre.
Technically, it's timbre, but
Timbre.
everybody I know says timbre or timbre instead, which is the way it's spelled, not the way it's pronounced. So timbre or timbre, whatever you want to say, doesn't matter to me. I'm not a musician. That's sound quality, the tone and color of the sound. So again, when I speak, it's reasonably low pitched. It's a deeper voice. And when Igor speaks,
Hi.
which is higher, even if you're a little excessive that way. So we could both get helium balloons and suck on the helium. And then we would sound like,
Igor sounds. You would sound like me. Igor.
I was hoping you'd do a helium impersonation.
Helium.
Except if you listen to somebody on helium, the voice doesn't go up, the pitch doesn't change, it doesn't vibrate any faster.
You don't have your helium today?
No, and there's a reason why. What it does is change the timbre or timbre of your voice. It's not deeper, it's just more like this, like a Great Dane on helium. It's bark, 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 bark. It's flatter. There's not so much roundness to it. So it sounds a little higher, but that's not the big thing. If you take sulfur hexafluoride, which is another gas, an inert gas, I just love doing this. That'll make your voice sound really deep. It doesn't make it actually deep, but it's big and round and booms. And if I had that, then I would do both so we can see the difference. But it's just not as exciting with only one. So we're only doing one. You were going to bring a ukulele.
Oh.
You just can't get the help these days.
You didn't remind me.
Well, yeah, that's true, because I forgot.
I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Oh. Now I'm covered in rosin. If you would grab the tuning forks. I will grab our non-Newtonian fluid. Let's go to the music room.
Okay. Hey, Gary.
Walk this way.
Oh.
Nobody remembers that joke.
No one cares about your jokes, Phil.
That's a good joke.
All right. Here's the studio. Here's the creepy mannequins Phil hates.
I thought you just said creepy man and were pointing at me. So if we can look into the piano.
Can you see it?
Yeah, that's good. I think we need more light though. Let me get some light here.
I can turn on the lights.
I don't know that that'd still be enough. All right, yeah, we can. Man, that's tough to see. Okay, so these are just strings, metal strings on this end. We bang them, and you probably can't see that because I can hardly see it, and it'd be real tough there. But those strings just vibrate. When we smack them, and that vibration is moving the air and creating that sound. We can, of course. How's your tone ear? Like I'm pretty tone deaf myself.
I can try.
Can you find this note?
Yeah. That's it, dude. Right there.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Smack it and hold it. Okay, well, that's these. If you let go, if this was a grand piano and it's flat and I could actually reach these things.
Sorry, Professor Mill.
Again?
I forget which one it is. There it is.
Is it? I thought it was up. I thought
No.
it was 2 down. Yeah. Yep, that one. All right. Hit it one more time. Is that still going?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
So just by being next to something that vibrates at the same frequency as this does, and tuning forks vibrate at a specific frequency, we can set this vibration off in this without doing the smacky thing. It's just the movement. Let me stir up my non-Newtonian fluid a little bit. Yep, it's thickened up too much.
Beautiful color. Beautiful.
It is nice.
My
Oh,
favorite
that is
color.
really thick.
How do you make
I'm trying to get-
Newtonian fluid?
Non-Newtonian fluid. A
Non-Newtonian.
Newtonian fluid is just water, which means that you can pour it and smack through it and it creates resistance. A non-Newtonian fluid like this, this particular kind is called oobleck, but that's a weird, silly name and has no reason. People just wanted to call it something.
Oobleck.
It acts differently than water. Like this is really thick to stir, but you can see how drippy that is. That's not a thick fluid at all. Just pours right out. However, the harder you hit a non-Newtonian fluid, the more solid it becomes. There we go. Okay. What's the flattest one?
Maybe
Probably
the snare. The snare drum.
I don't want to pour it into it, just on.
Well, I'm trying to get a good view.
Please don't fall. Hold on. But we can create these vibrations in here. Oh man, that doesn't work. Well, that is depressing.
Should I hit it with a stick?
Yeah, try.
All right.
I don't know where one was.
I know where one is. Okay. You wanna?
Oh, here. Hand me the stick.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
No, you got it.
There we go.
Whoa.
I hope this is coming through. So we can see the vibrations of the sound all through this. If you have a cheap speaker.
Could you guys see the vibrations?
Oh, awesome. If you've got a cheap speaker, you can pour this on the speaker and point the speaker up into the air. And this will not only vibrate a little bit, it will pull up into the air and start dancing. It's very exciting. I did not think about this beforehand.
Cleaning it? Don't worry. I got it.
I don't want it to pour in.
Oh, you use your hanky?
I mean, that's what they're for.
Non-toxic Utonian fluid.
Totally non-toxic.
How'd you make it blue?
How do I make it green? I put green food coloring in it.
Okay. All right. Green, blue, same thing.
I mean, yes, they are. Okay. Okay. Back to the laboratory. What else is exciting going on here at AOTL? What do you guys got around here as we walk through and look?
We have a bunch of weird stuff. If you ever, Professor Phil, if you ever need anything. Okay, guys.
I have the handkerchief right there.
Like I said, tune in next week because I will master the glasses of sound. Let's try again.
Oh, there it goes. I can totally hear that. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it here.
No.
Oh, that got.
I want to be like the guy at the Ren Fest.
This. So, we talked about media, which is just what sound passes through, usually air. Yeah, that's good. I don't know how to refer to that thing behind me now.
This knitting bag?
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Could you hand me the knitting bag?
Cute.
Air does not make sound move really well. It goes a lot better through water, and it goes really well through something solid. The more stuff there is, the more that vibration can hit stuff, and that stuff moves, so it goes really well. Now, if you take a glass, put it up to the wall, you can hear a lot better than if you just stand next to the wall. That's how the cup thing works. Now you take your knitting needle, push it through the cup without pulling the entire back out. That hurt. Pick a color.
Orange.
Got the cheap scissors. It's got a nice long one.
What do you knit?
I just knit stuff, usually scarves and hats.
That's cool.
You know, the hats for the Me Too movement.
Oh yeah, I want one.
I made a lot of those.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to take the string. Remember, string is solid. Sound goes great through a solid. And we're going to poke it through. See if we can make a little knot. No, not be good. Not. Poke that one through there. There we go. Got the other end. If you would care to poke that through.
Do you, how, you just poked like,
I just
even like
made
that?
a little loop. I went and bound it up a little more so I had more to poke through instead of just one. And then we're going to make a knot in the end. Let's go with a figure 8 knot, classic. Also known as a stopper knot. I need a bigger one. Made that hole too big for the tiny little knot that I made.
Oh no, oh no.
The tough part about using yarn is it's made of many different strands of string.
What do I do?
And you can
now?
just push through it. Oh no, I'm trying to figure out how to fix what I screwed up. Is it coming through at all?
We should call this segment Weird Screwy Science.
Try this one's flatter. Might work a little bit. It is called weird science.
But screwy.
It's definitely screwy. All right, so we're gonna make several knots in here so this doesn't come out because we want this tight. We won't,
Tight like a tiger.
if it's limp and loose like this, it won't vibrate. But if it's tight, then it vibrates and we can get that sound of it. Remember, loose, no
Can I
vibrate.
do it?
I mean, it's through, so yeah, you did it.
Okay, so what do I do next?
Huzzah. So you
Huzzah!
tie a fairly good sized knot in the end
Huzzah to
so
the
it doesn't
tipper.
come back out through.
Wonderful.
Hello.
JP, I see you smiling. Hello, hello. All right, like this?
Yeah, you're gonna need more than one knot.
Okay.
I think I went with 4 because I don't trust myself. I do the same thing when I'm sewing. I use way too many knots. I got these great big thick knots on the end of whatever I sew.
These great big thick knots. All right,
All right, so then we pull that in
all right.
because we're going to need this to be a taut cable. And then, Igor, if you would go over there with this. I'm gonna point that down. If I do not get my hand in there. I'm gonna pull that up. Okay, that's good. A little closer. Okay, so I've got this speaker next to the microphone. Okay, go back until it's tight. And then say hello to the folks at home.
Hello to the folks at home.
And again?
Hello.
Oh,
to
that
the
works great.
folks at home.
All right, so we all hear that coming through this. Again, that's just the sound going really well through this string, which is solid. And then
Okay, I have something to say to the audience.
all those vibrations hit there and amplify, bouncing on each other. All right, let's get you back to the microphone. Hit it.
Give us a thumbs up if you think Professor Phil is you.
Ha-ha, no thumbs up. Perfect. Good job, gang. All right, come on back, New York.
Maybe they couldn't hear and it didn't work.
They gave the thumbs up before they could hear. All right, so. Yeah. You'll notice if you look in the chat that somebody who admittedly is an expert in knots is making fun of my knot tying, which is entirely valid. If anybody's going to make fun of me doing knots, it should be the guy that is the expert at knots. Okay.
Naughty.
Yes, that's right. Jonah is naughty. Everybody should let him know that next time you see him. Okay, that's all we've got in our demonstrations here at the Ministry of Sound. Next time, we're going to go over the physics of motion and velocity. So let's kick it on over to continuity, or if anybody's got anything to say real quick.
To Captain Naughty.
No, not to naughty.
I don't know if anyone's ever told both of you, but you definitely make a great team.
Thank you.
I'm happy you both came together on PALS TV. These segments are magical. Well done. All right, everyone. Well, that concludes our weird science, or what'd you call it, Bianca?
Weird screwy
Screwy.
science. We
Screwy.
screw things up
Screwy
here.
science. Lesson with Professor Phil. We always enjoy their time with us here on PALS TV, and come back and join us here in about 15 minutes for our lunch hour on PALS TV. So, hi, Jess. I see you.
Bye, guys.
And
Take care, everybody.